Hi, Trudy Beerman here of TrudyBeerman.com, host of Debt Free Wealth Radio. I just got done having a conversation with a friend. We just together played a prosperity game, and when it comes to Christianity and prosperity, some people take, the absolute opposite sides on this thing, especially when there's a Christian theology out there called the prosperity theology, and it really creates poles. People are on opposite ends of this pole when it comes to where a Christian should be on the whole concept of prosperity. Here is my position. Y'all know that I'm associated with debt-free wealth. That's my mission, and it's driven from the verse Romans 13:8. Oh, no man any debt but love. But when it comes to prosperity, here is my take on it. Jesus left heaven. Now imagine heaven for a moment. It's described with, gold streets and all kinds of beautiful everything. Everything is dripping with wealth in heaven, and pearl gates and all that wonderful stuff. Jesus left heaven and came to earth, and he came in the most lowliest of situations. He ended up in a manger. As far as the world was concerned, he was the son of a carpenter. Nothing about his life spelt wealth, and a lot of Christians feel that we're supposed to copy everything Jesus did, right down to having a poverty-stricken lifestyle. I don't ascribe to that at all. I do not. For me, Jesus left wealth. He left heaven, the most beautiful, rich, wealthy place ever. He only took on this poverty lifestyle because it reflected where we ended up when we left the Garden of Eden, which was pristine, which lacked nothing, which catered to every possible desire and thing we could ever want. When we left that, our end result was that we had to, by the sweat of our brow, we would eat bread, and then death would come with it and all that. So we left this wonderful situation and we ended up in this depravity situation. And Jesus left his wonderful situation and came into our reality to restore us. We're all looking forward to going to heaven, to going to this wonderful place. We talk about mansions in heaven. Now on earth, our reality may be just as Jesus's was. So he walked this earth. He did not have any trappings of wealth, and that may be our reality, but that is not the total picture, because even when Jesus had the crowd of the 5,000 and their only resource was 5 loaves and 2 fish, he surely fed that 5,000 with one prayer. He tells us if our faith was as small as a mustard seed, we could move an entire mountain. So regardless of what his, if people looked on Jesus and saw his, ordinary clothing, he had nowhere to lay his head, he was supposedly the son of a carpenter, and determined that he was less than something else, and determined he was less than who he really was, that's their problem. That's not his. He knew exactly who he was. The other problem was when that rich man came to Jesus and said, "What do I lack?" And he said, "Sell everything you have and follow me." Stuff. He was so connected to the stuff, he couldn't leave it. When God asked Isaac to give up his one and only son, Abraham to give up his one and only son, Isaac, he was prepared to do it. It was counted onto him as faith. Now the thing is, guys, is that we can't be attached to stuff. Now, money can buy a lot of stuff. Are we attached to the stuff? Job, Moses, Abraham, Isaac, all these, they all had wealth, okay? They all had wealth. Those that were close to God and following God, they had wealth. And they may not be our reality in this moment, but it doesn't mean we don't have access to the resource, just as Jesus had access to the resource. And we're going to be restored to that wonderful place. So I personally do not have any problems with being a Christian and ultimately being absolutely wealthy. Now, that's not my reality right now, but I don't have a problem with that. I'm content where I am while I march towards whatever God has in store for me. And I will welcome wonderful, abundant prosperity if it comes my way and if the Lord decides to give that to me. But I do not have a problem, nor am I jealous of those who do have it. It's great for them. God is going to bless each of us in our own way. So that's just my take. I have no problem with money and lots of it. If that does ever happen to me, I will be the secret millionaire. You will never know when that happens, because I'm not the one who's going to bling it out and flash it to the world. Okay, that won't be me. If the Lord decides to send that kind of blessing my way, it's because he has a purpose for it, and there's lots of hurting out there, and that's what I would do with it. So anyway, just wanted to leave that with you with regards to prosperity. Welcome it, embrace it. Open up your mind to receive it. Do not have a closed mind with regards to prosperity and feel that, you know, your destiny is just to be broke forever. That's not, that forget it. Put that out. Okay. Anyway, below this video will be an area that you can ask a question, leave a comment. I hope you do, because I look forward to connecting with you. And I'm super simple to find at trudybeerman.com.